Hello everybody, welcome back into Off the Boards. We have taken a little hiatus. I had COVID, and then we kind of just, it was Tuesday, and it didn't feel like Tuesday. The time kind of just went by really fast, but there's been a lot of news. Evander Kane's back in the NHL. The All-Star game just happened. Ovechkin's still playing pretty good, you know. The Leafs are still on fire. Ryan's team is still where they were. Vancouver is...
No, we're worse.
Oh, are you? I'm trying. I'm looking for.
We're down dead last.
God damn it! I'm looking for silver linings. You guys really just aren't helping yourself out at all this year. I gave up. I think Vancouver is doing well. I really don't check the West as much, and I don't know where Ethan is. If he joins in at some point, we're gonna go and put him in here. You guys will also notice, for anyone that's watching this on YouTube, our background has been changed back to the red and blue. That's not because Ethan is off the show. That's because I'm an idiot and I deleted all my downloads folder, and that background photo was in the downloads folder, so I gotta remake it. I'll do it later. But, you know, Ryan, I never said I was smart, and you literally called me a dummy earlier, so...
I think we're all dummies.
Yeah, every once in a while. Everyone's allowed to be a dummy every once in a while, but hockey...
Everybody's a dummy all the time.
Hockey is great. We have Olympics happening also right now, for anyone that's been paying attention to that. The Canadians...
Oh, fuck, we gotta talk about that too. Yeah.
Canadians women's team has been doing excellent. I mean, they doubled up America the other night, 4-2. That's a good start, you know, and they're not
Russia
losing.
Wearing masks.
And what? Team Russia was wearing masks?
Oh, you didn't hear? Oh, I got a story to tell you later.
Oh man!
But let's not worry about that now. First and foremost, the All-Star game.
It was excellent. I didn't watch the actual physical game. I watched the skills competition, which I always find is more enjoyable than the game. Why would you watch the game?
Really? Why would you?
They're not trying. It's like watching the Pro Bowl in the NFL. Like they don't try. Jack Campbell let in like 4 goals where they just.
It's not as bad as the Pro Bowl.
No, it's not. But look, Jack Campbell got hung out to dry.
They were playing 2-hand touch.
No, I didn't watch. Why would I watch the Pro Bowl? Mac Jones went to the Pro Bowl. Why would I watch the Pro Bowl? Come on.
I don't know. Josh Allen could have gone.
Yeah, but he didn't go and he got snubbed. And we're not going to talk about that.
Any of the Packers, so.
Well, you know that's the pass. Den's the pass.
Diggs jumping through a table. Come on.
That was awesome. But
I saw that. I fucking jumped out of my seat, man.
Let's talk about the skills competition.
Right.
I think that was one of the better skills comps they've done. And I know it was in Vegas, but man, it had so much fucking razzle-dazzle, Ryan. I loved it. I loved it. From the beginning of it to the end of it, it was great. It was a show. Did a great job.
I loved everything. The stuff they did on the Bellagio fountains, it was really cool. Great backdrop. The
good
event
visual.
Itself,
Pretty
great
boring.
visuals. The event itself was kind of boring.
Yeah, I wish they did it more of I know it would have been tough to set up, but if they set it up like a relay, like they had with the before, you know what I mean? Like the relay comp. If they would have been able to do something like that, I think it would have been better. But it was just watching guys try to lob the puck onto these things. It was funny to watch guys struggle with it. Like, you know, I'm gonna be real. It's always funny to watch the guys struggle, but
it also didn't help because it was kind of dark. Like,
it's true.
I was having trouble seeing where the pucks were going. Like,
well, and also they're playing with light up pucks now. Did you notice that? Every time a player they have to hit the puck to light it up. I didn't understand what was going on with that, and then sometimes it wouldn't light up. Yeah,
for the All-Star game, sometimes they use light up pucks, especially in a situation where it's dark.
Yeah, I guess it's dark.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, that competition was okay. I'm sorry, I keep looking over here. I've got Zebra School on replay.
Amazing.
They did NHL 21 and 22, which was cool. It was nice to see the players just, like, talk and, you know, kind of heckle each other.
I didn't understand how it ended. They all had 21. We go to round 2. 21. And then it was over.
It went to round 2. It was high card wins. And okay, I guess so.
But see, what I wish that they would have done with that is... Okay, so here's what it would have been better. If they wanted to do it like that, why the hell did they let the other guys get to 21? Like, you know? I don't know. It is what it is. What about the other competitions, Ryan?
There was hardest shot, which Victor Hedman won pretty handedly.
All players over the 100 mark, over the century mark.
Everybody got over 100.
Crazy. We don't only see one guy do it, but all of them did it, and it was on their second shot. And what I loved, Ryan, was that the first time they'd go and hit like 93, and then the second one would be like 104, and I'm like, what the hell? Why didn't you just do that first?
Like, they just came out and just gave her.
I got a question, Ryan. I had a question.
Yeah.
Do you think that equipment's getting better so you can shoot the puck harder, or do you think that it's just the training of these and the skills of these players are better?
Oh, I think it's the training mostly. I think the equipment does play a part, but I think it's mostly just the training. These guys are getting stronger.
Yeah.
Harder shots, definitely a place where they're willing to just fucking let loose.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. They're having
Victor
fun.
Hedman hit 103.2.
Yep.
Adam Pelech hit 102.2. Tom Wilson and Timo Meier hit like 101. Just over 100 mark.
Timo Meier and Tom Wilson. Like, if you would have asked me to pick out the guys who are doing the hardest shot, Timo Meier and Tom Wilson would not have been on my list.
Yeah.
I didn't think they could shoot that hard.
Tom Wilson might have.
He's got
a pretty hard shot.
I didn't know.
But like Victor Hedman, I saw going into this competition. I think even if you put guys like Stamkos and Ovechkin and Weber in there, I think Hedman could still compete. I don't know if he would beat somebody like Weber, at least not in his heyday.
Well, and I remember when we were watching it, I remember asking you, I said, who do you have in this competition? And you said Hedman. And I was like, yeah, probably. I don't think anyone's going to break 100 other than Hedman. And then they all did it, and I was like, well, I'm going to eat crow on this one, I guess. Like, I was impressed. I was impressed with the performance that they did. Even do you remember the magician act they brought out, like, halfway through the show?
Yeah.
That was kind of funny. It was weird, but
like,
it was funny. Yeah. It was a show. It was a spectacle. We weren't there. Yeah. We weren't watching one event. We were watching 6. Because there's also the save... What?
Personally, I liked Jack Hughes' magic trick more. But yeah, save streak.
That was cool.
Campbell Vasilevsky saved 9 in a row. And then the rest happened. It's safe streak. Who cares?
Yeah, I mean, to be honest, going into this competition, I mean, I even said it. I said these goalies are just better than everyone else. Like, everyone at the All-Star game, I knew going in that they would probably win the save streak. I didn't think it'd be by that much, but
yeah, I thought Demko and Gibson would do better.
Yeah, I did too.
But yeah, Vasilevsky Campbell's that. Yeah.
Solid. You're solid. You have two of the best goalies in the Atlantic Division. I'll say it right now. The 2 best active goalies in the Atlantic Division. I'm not counting Price, Ryan. We've been over this. Yeah. The 2 best active goalies in the division are Jack Campbell and Vasilevsky, and it's Vasilevsky's 1. I'm gonna still put Campbell at 2, but if Campbell finishes this year on fire the way that he started it, I might give it to Campbell. I don't know, man. Because if Campbell fucks around and wins a Vezina this year,
he's not gonna fuck around and win a Vezina this year.
You say that, man, but.
He might get a nomination. I would not be surprised to see him get a nomination. I would be surprised if he won it.
I was surprised he didn't get a nomination last year, only because he was like 17-2-1 or something like that. He was stupid. It was stupid. He never lost. Yeah, speaking of never losing, the Leafs last night with a backup goalie won the game, and Wayne Simmons beat the crap out of some guy because he slew-footed Kase. And you could, Ryan, I watched the fight this morning. It was really funny. So Simmons, Kase immediately gets off. Simmons jumps on. He goes to grab Smith. Smith does like this long circle away from Simmons, and Simmons is like, no. And he's doing this. He's like, drop the gloves. Drop him. And then he drops him. And Simmons just goes over, right? He grabs. I've never seen Simmons fight this hard. He was wailing on this guy. He pushed the guy into the Leafs bench and was still wailing on him. And this guy, he's just trying to skate away. You could see it. And so Simmons kept turning him into the boards and wailing on him. And I'm like, oh my God. Like, this dude's taking some bombs. Like, Simmons was getting hella shots. I'm like, bro, don't break your wrist. Please don't break your wrist. We need you. We need a player who could do that.
That would have been the most Leafs thing ever.
Oh, absolutely.
Moving on to the All-Star game, though. Fastest skater also happened.
Shocked.
David.
Shocked.
I knew it was possible he wouldn't win. I thought he would at least come top 2. Admittedly, he came behind Chris Kreider, Kempe, and Kyrou. He was only behind by a 1/10 of a second.
I'll be honest.
0.2 of a second.
I didn't think Kreider was that fast. And then he did that. I was like,
holy smokes. I didn't know Kyrou or Kempe was that fast.
I knew
Kreider was fucking fast.
I didn't know Kyrou was that fast. I've seen Kempe skate before. Yeah, I've seen Kempe skate before because I wanted Kempe at one point last year. And I was like, man, this guy can fly. He can fly. And so I was like, okay, so I knew he was my dark horse going in. But at the end of the day, I still took Connor McDavid. I was like, man, there's no way this guy's going to get beat. To get beat by 3 guys, including the guy who won, Jordan Kyrou, who I bet before the All-Star game, 80% of NHL fans or people who are fans of other teams other than St. Louis had no idea who this guy was. I knew who he was because I played the NHL franchise games for however many years, so I know a lot of these guys. But I didn't even think Jordan Kyrou would make it to an All-Star game, let alone be the fastest skater. That's pretty cool.
I mean, St. Louis had to send somebody.
They did.
Yeah. What I will say, though, is though Connor McDavid did not win, do not be fooled. He might have come 4th in this event. Put the puck on his stick, he'll still go that fast. Nobody else can.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. There's no way Jordan Kyrou...
If they had to do a fast slap with a puck on their stick the whole time,
yeah,
it wouldn't even be close. Connor McDavid would win.
Well, yeah, because Connor McDavid can do his skill moves at full speed, and it doesn't even look like it doesn't even look hard to him.
Yeah.
But
that's why Connor McDavid is the best player in the league.
Oh, absolutely.
It's the ability to skate that fast and have the puck. It is still incredibly impressive to see guys Kyrou, Kempe, and Kreider all beat him just in a straight race. But
you want to know what I like? You want to know what I really like about Connor McDavid, Ron?
What?
He's a guy who the NHL can be the face of the league. Like he can do it. He's willing to do it, and he's willing to go to the events like the All-Star game. Like, Ovechkin and Crosby came in around the same time, and Crosby's always, I mean, everyone's, like, I'm pretty sure it's not really a debate. Crosby was the better player than Ovechkin. Ovechkin's the better goal scorer, but Crosby's the better player, right? But Ovechkin likes going to these kind of events. He's gone to every All-Star game I'm pretty sure that he's been nominated to, he has gone. He did go this year, and there was one other year he didn't go. This year he couldn't go because of COVID. But guys like, Crosby, who was the face of the league, didn't want to go to the All-Star game. What I like seeing is Connor McDavid's like, I don't care. I'm playing hockey. I'm better than all these guys. I want to go there and have a good time. It's in Vegas. Like, why would you not go?
Admittedly, I think Crosby did go to some of them earlier in his career, and it's still pretty early in McDavid's career.
This is true.
Later in his career, like mid to late 30s, and Connor McDavid's still getting nominated to this. Yeah, we'll see if he still wants to go.
Man, it depends.
Days off, but.
Is he getting fed the crap he's being fed in Edmonton right now? Like, do you think there's ever a point? I know we're kind of getting off topic, but I just gotta know. Do you ever think there's a point in time in the next 2 years where Connor McDavid just says, I've had enough. Like, I've had enough of Edmonton. I've had enough of this. And he wants out?
I think he might, but I don't think we'll see it in public. I don't think any action would ever be taken. I don't think we would see it in the media.
Yeah, that's fair.
Connor McDavid just seems too quiet.
He does. Yeah.
He's not a very loud player. He's not very out there. He's always just kind of head down doing his thing. Same. Crosby and Gretzky were the same way. You look at baseball, Mike Trout's the same way.
I mean, I like it. You remember the Mike Trout commercial where he's like, let's just play ball. Like, let the kids play. I love that commercial. That's one of my favorite Mike Trout moments ever. Just him calm, cool, and collected. Just let the kids play. What I will say about the Oilers is in their past 10, I mean, they're 4-5-1, so I guess they're slightly improving, but I don't know. All-Star game. Let's get to the last event we haven't talked about, the one that we care about. Actually, accuracy shooting we didn't talk about.
Yeah, accuracy shooting. Sebastian Aho takes home the crown.
Crazy.
Full second ahead of second place Jake Guentzel.
Oh, Guentzel had it. He had it though.
He did.
He whiffed. He whiffed. It was so sad. I remember watching it with Ryan, and I'm like, Ryan, he's faster. He's faster than Aho. He's gonna get this. And then he misses the last shot, and I'm like, no, Guentzel, you goof. You freaking goof.
It's a damn shame.
It is a shame.
Otherwise, not too many surprises. Leon Draisaitl took 36 seconds to do it. Sebastian Aho took 10 for reference.
Draisaitl? Yeah, that's it. Was Draisaitl the last guy?
Yeah. Next closest was Marchessault at 27 seconds, and then Patrice Bergeron with 20.
Yeah. I mean, Aho, what I'll say about Aho's run is, man, he just barely got a piece of that. In real time, it didn't look like he got any of it. I was talking to Ryan, I'm like, I don't think he got it, man. And then they zoomed, and they showed the net cam from behind.
I knew he got it.
Yeah, you saw it. I didn't, but they show the net cam from behind, and it's missing, like, just this little tiny piece, and I'm like, holy shit, he actually got it. That's nuts. I don't know. I like Sebastian Aho. He's a good player. He's a funny guy. But the last competition, arguably the best competition.
Oh yeah, absolutely the best. I'm glad they brought it back this year.
The All-Star Breakaway
Challenge.
Yep.
Yes. before we get into it, the only change I would like to see to the All-Star game and the All-Star skills competition is to have more breakaways for the breakaway challenge.
Yeah,
they did one for each player. It was 5 players. It was 5 total breakaways. Years previous, they did like 3 attempts for each player.
Yeah.
I would even like to see just like 10 guys do it.
I want to see.
That's what everybody's waiting for.
Yeah, I think the magic number is probably 8, but I would also like to see them do more than 1. I'd like to see, because I remember they used to let them do like 3 attempts, and it's how we get the more creative stuff. But don't get me wrong, there was a lot of creativity on the ice, other than the last guy who won. But we'll get into that in a minute.
But you're not going to see something like what Patrick Kane did, where he showed off all the Superman stuff. Where he one of them he flew in, one broke the puck. Don't know what he did for the third one. But
I can't remember either, but that was awesome. I like the Malkin helping out Ovechkin, one his fellow countrymen, doing him the service. That one was nice. This one.
Speaking of Ovechkin, let's run through what each guy did. Kirill Kaprizov, first guy, did a tribute to Ovi. Had the Ovechkin hat, or Ovechkin helmet, not hat.
Jersey.
Jersey, Kuznetsov helping out with that.
And it was so funny because I remember he started pulling off his jersey, and I remember freaking out to Ryan. Ryan, what is he doing? What is he? What? Ryan, is he allowed to do that?
Yeah, and then he does the shot, scores, does a little bit of hot stick.
Yeah.
The hot stick.
The hot stick was so good. I forgot about that. Kaprizov should have been second.
Yeah.
I like that one a lot. Was Zegras second?
Let's save Zegras for last.
Okay, fine.
Alex DeBrincat came in doing The Hangover.
Yeah, that was awesome.
He actually had Mike Tyson.
And Derek Carr.
And Hunter Renfroe. It was actually Hunter Renfroe.
Oh, it was Hunter Renfroe? That's awesome. Yeah. I like that. And he scored with a football.
Yeah.
Like he put it in. Not gonna say the goalie wasn't trying, but also the goalies weren't NHL goalies this time. There was a special, that one of them was the female goalie that did the preseason game for Tampa, I think.
Oh God, what's her name? I don't know her name.
I'm sure it's
we'll remember. Then there was also the actor who played. He was on Falcon and the Winter Soldier. I think his name's Wyatt Russell. He's Kurt Russell's son. That's not me only knowing the guy's name. That's me knowing the actor because I watched Falcon and the Winter Soldier. I never watched the Tampa preseason game where they had the female goalie. Okay.
I'm gonna look it up. Just so we all.
While you're doing that, I'm gonna. All right, I'll bring up Jack Hughes. Jack Hughes came out. He did this magic trick.
That was cool.
He went to score. Took the first shot, didn't really score, so he was like, "I need some help."
Yeah, okay.
Magic box.
Hold on. I want to argue that was 2 shots. That's all I'm going to say, and no one else got 2 shots.
This is not true. It's not true. Alex Pietrangelo also got 2 shots. I think them missing the first shot, though, was scripted. Because they do it and then do their thing. Like, then they did a big thing reveal. So I think it's scripted. So that's why they let them do it. I think it's all scripted.
Did you see what Ovi tweeted about Kaprizov's move?
No.
He just said, oh, I don't know. You're probably not going to be able to see it. He just said, not bad, with 4 smiley faces.
Oh, that's pretty sweet.
I like it.
So yeah, Jack Hughes, missed first shot, comes out, brings out like a magic box, puts on like a cape, starts doing a big show of it. Goes does like a fucking abracadabra. And then out comes a little kid, just as Jack Hughes. And Jack Hughes.
Who I still don't know who that kid was.
I did find out it was the devil. It's the Devil's equipment manager's son.
I love that. I love that.
So him and the kid go. They take the shot. They score. The kid actually scores the goal. Pretty nice move. And then they do the silly where they throw the stick into the stands, which was perfect. So I liked his a lot. He ended up getting a 59 out of, I think, 60, which I think was entirely based on the kid, which is okay. Whatever. It's just a fucking competition. It doesn't really matter.
That's what whenever they bring a kid, the kid always wins. Also, the guy's name was Wyatt Russell.
Okay.
And I think the girl's last. Oh wait, no, it's right here. Manon Rayon. Is that how you pronounce that last name?
I'm reading it.
It's Manon is the first name.
Yeah, Manon.
The last name is Rheaume, which I believe would be Rayom, isn't it? Is that French? It's probably French. It's probably something. I'm probably botched that.
Rayom. Yeah, I'm gonna say it right. We should know that. We're from New Brunswick. We're basically French.
That's not even true. You know that. This province doesn't teach us Francais at all.
They do if you choose to, which I did, so I should know, I guess.
That's true.
My grandfather's also French. My grandfather's also French.
My mother is French, and so is mine. I don't. Tu peux parler français? Je ne sais pas. Qu'est-ce que c'est un baguette?
Omelette de fromage.
The fromage.
All right. The other guy, the guy who went last, hometown hero Alex Pietrangelo.
Oh, we didn't talk. Okay, we're saving Zegras. Cool.
Yeah, well, we're doing Zegras last. We gotta save the best for last, you know.
Fair enough.
Alex Pietrangelo comes out.
Yep.
Does a shit move.
Yep.
Doesn't score. Brings out a fucking drum marching band.
Yeah.
And they line up along the goals, and he skates in front between the two lineups. Goes, shoots puck, misses again. By the way, missed again. All the judges give him like 7, 8. Lowest scores we've seen. And then John Hamm from St. Louis. St. Louis fucking
he's a Blues fan. He's a fanboy. Yeah. He's a Blues fanboy. Yeah. And he ruined the whole thing.
And gave him a fucking 19.
Yeah. He gave him a 19.
So everybody else gave him a fucking like 8.
Yeah.
Alex Pietrangelo ended up with a score of 64 out of 60.
Including Darren Waller. Shout out to Darren Waller.
Yeah.
Football.
Darren Waller.
I love that. Yeah. Of the Raiders.
Vegas Raiders.
Man, they brought in a lot of Vegas guys, and I loved it. They brought in Derek Carr, Hunter Renfroe. Darren Waller was a judge. And you know, I just had his name. What was that guy's name? The guy who ruined it? Ham. Why did Ham went and ruined it? John Hamm went and ruined it. He ruined it.
Went and ruined it. And
you
for the record, any of you thinking, oh, I gave him my team what to do. No, the NHL fucking counted it.
Yeah, they did.
The NHL counted it.
Yeah.
And which means Alex Pietrangelo won the money for the event.
Yeah.
And because the NHL counted it, all the sports books that took bets on this event, they gave it to Alex Pietrangelo as well.
Yeah. Oh my god. And the thing is, right, after the competition happened, because they assumed, we'll talk about Zegras in a minute, but they thought that it was going to be Zegras and Hughes, and Zegras was the runner-up and Hughes was the winner. And so this lady is talking to both of them. And then she goes, well, actually, I've just been informed that Alex Pietrangelo won because they were going to count that 19. And I was like, what? I was like, how? How are you going to count that? because one, Zegras got robbed by Hughes in the first place, but then to get robbed by the hometown hero, like, come on. Yeah. Like, let's talk about Zegras, man. It's such a good clip. Right. It's my favorite goal.
Fucking Zegras
walks out. Go ahead.
The Average Joe's uniform from the movie Dodgeball. And it's all perfect. And then he's like, oh yeah, I don't know. Maybe I'll give it a try blindfolded. They blindfold him.
Yep.
He's like, yeah, alright. Not enough. I'm going to bring out a bunch of mascots to throw dodgeballs at me. Yep. So I can do the, duck, dive, dodge, and duck. I don't know the 5 Ds of dodge. I'm terrible at dodge.
Ryan, it is the dodge, dip, and it's the dodge, dip, dive, dodge. There we go. It's 4 apparently. The 5 Ds of dodgeball. Dodge, dive.
5 Ds of dodgeball.
Yeah, but this is what it says. This is the NHL's post on this, Ryan. This is what it says. The 5 Ds of dodgeball. Dodge, duck. Oh, they use the emoji for the duck. That's why. They didn't write out duck. They use the emoji. Sorry.
That's fucking stupid.
Of course it is. It's dodge, duck, dip, dive, and dodge. They use dodge twice.
Yeah. Well, it's 2 dodges.
Yeah. 2 dodges. And a duck.
Yeah, a duck. Speaking of ducks,
made this crazy shot. Blindfolded.
Yeah. Blindfolded.
How did he keep the puck out of stick?
Before we get too far off the duck, the Ducks mascot also came out, and because he's with Zegras, instead of throwing the ball at Zegras, he threw it at the goalie.
I love that.
That's
love that. But
all right, and now let's talk about the shot.
Well, let's talk about the move this guy makes, because he makes this. I gotta watch this. I gotta watch it again real quick, because it was insane. It was the most crazy move I've ever seen in my life, and the fact that he actually he potted it, like he put it in.
Yeah.
Blindfolded.
You couldn't do that with your eyes open.
Eyes open. No. And anyone that says that they can is a liar. You're lying to yourself. Like, you know,
let me walk through this. He takes the puck, takes the skate up.
Yep.
Show the mascots. Does like a 180, whips the stick around.
With one hand. One hand. He only had one hand on his stick when he did that.
Yeah. Whips back around.
Pulls the old
face forward.
The Datsuk move. Got it back onto his forehand.
Whole thing, backs up, back to the forehand, throws it in the net.
Blindfolded. Completely blindfolded.
Completely blindfolded.
He was interviewed after, and he's like, you know, I was hoping he said I was hoping Giddy wasn't going to tie it too tight. But he tied it super tight, and I couldn't see anything, so I was just like, well, I'm just going to hope that I'm staring at the net and try to put it in. And he did! Yeah. Like, what? It blew my mind!
We were watching it in Discord, and
I was mind blown.
Started screaming.
I was mind blown. I'm still mind blown watching it now.
Like we were in Discord with like 500 people. We started screaming. They're like, "What the fuck is going on?"
Yeah,
like the craziest thing I've ever fucking seen in my life just happened.
One of our friends started watching it, so we could exactly. We sent him the clip.
Started sending clips everywhere we could find them to show them this video.
Oh my god!
The day after, like this was a Friday night they did the competition. Saturday morning. Every fucking kid that played hockey was out in their driveway trying to do that move.
Absolutely.
Every single kid.
What like the physics of how he made that move? Like he kept the puck on his stick. I can't remember what player it was, but someone tried to do that a couple of years ago where they had the puck on their stick and they were in the air and they were spinning it like this.
Yeah.
I can't remember who that was, but what Zegers just did outcounts that. Zegers had the puck, and not only did he didn't have his stick flat on the ice either. He had his stick like up on like the lip part where it was like this down on the ice, like the blade was down like this, and he had the puck up on its end like this. And I was like, what? How is he doing that? But he kept it on his stick. He kept full control, got it back to his forehand, and shot it and sniped it in. And should have been perfect tense. He should have had a 60. And someone screwed him. I can't remember what judge it was. It might have been what's his name?
I think it was John Hamm.
I think it was John Hamm. I think John Hamm gave him a 9. And I was like, what do you mean? What do you mean you're giving that a 9? Like, come on.
He got a 58 out of 60. So it was John Hamm, somebody else. I want to see if I can pull it up.
I don't know if you can. I'm trying to find it.
Full breakaway challenge. Zegers.
Here's the quote.
Oh, it was Aaron Waller. It was
Darren Waller.
Oh no, it was it was the Vegas guy and the guy sitting next to him. I don't know who the guy sitting next to him was.
So this is the NHL's quote on what Zegers did, but this is what they're talking about his move. It says apparently if you can't dodge a wrench, you can. Oh, sorry. Apparently, if you can dodge a wrench, you can defy the laws of physics and score a goal you have to watch 500 times in slow motion to believe. Whoever wrote that, that's very. I like that. I can't credit you because there's nothing there to credit you. It's just an NHL article. So
NHL writer.
Yeah, shout out to whoever that NHL writer is that did that. But you're right. I have to watch this move like 600 times to be able to explain what I watched. And it's got to be one of the, if not the greatest breakaway skills challenge goal I've ever seen in any of these skills comps. And the fact that he didn't lose, he not only lost, he came third. I was blowing my gasket. I was losing my mind. After they gave it to Hughes, I blew my mind because I was like, Hughes got 2 shots, and then they give it to Pietrangelo because of a bogus 19 from John Hamm. Shout out to John Hamm, by the way. But really, man, come on.
Don't shout John Hamm. He doesn't deserve it after that. I liked John Hamm before that.
I did too. I still do. It's just like, I'm like, bro, come on. Like, you gotta not pick favoritism if you're gonna be the judge of a skills comp like that. Like, I know that it's all for fun and we're in Vegas and we're having a good time, and he was probably, I'm not liquored up because he was on TV, but he probably had a few drinks going and he might have had a good buzz going.
Draper, I don't know.
I mean, I don't know. Luckily, a lot of people who at that skills comp are having a good time. But I will say, I mean, like, taking back, my favorite moment was the visuals from the Bellagio fountain. That was my favorite visual of the entire weekend. Unfortunately, like Ryan said, it wasn't the best thing to watch, most enjoyable. But I don't know. I think they did pretty good. But overall, I don't know. I'd give the NHL probably a B+ for this skills comp. That's for it to be an A. Like, it would have had to be like. I don't know if I've ever seen an A and one that I would give an A to. Honestly, B+ might be one of the higher grades I've ever given, but it was just because it felt like a spectacle. Like, it didn't feel like a this is a once-a-season event. And so don't make it feel the same every year. Vegas did it differently because they made it into an event. It felt like a spectacle. It felt like something you had to watch to believe. Zegras' goal was magical. You had to see that goal to believe. That's something that only would happen in Vegas, where he would get the luck to be able to pull that shot off. Because, let's be real, if Zegras tried that shot unblindfolded another 10 times, he's probably not going to make it. He's probably going to lose the puck off of his stick. But since he was in Vegas and he had some of that lady luck rolling, everyone was rooting for him, he pulled it off. It was incredible. It was absolutely incredible.
I mean, he was practicing the day before, and I think it paid off, so...
Absolutely. Like I said, the game, not very enjoyable. I mean, the teams are playing 3-on-3, and some of the teams have one defenseman. One. Yeah. So, there was not a lot of defense being played, and a lot of high scoring, which normally happens, and a lot of goalies getting hung out to dry. It's kind of just like, I don't know. Like, I watched...
the goalies are there just to fucking hang out. If you're a goalie at the All-Star game, you could probably just, sit up on the net, hang out, chill.
Yeah. It's like... It's like the punter at the Pro Bowl, AJ Cole. Did you see that interview? You saw that interview?
Oh, I did.
It was hilarious. Yeah. I love it. He looks like kid the kid. He's like, I got grass stains on my pants. It's like, I've been out there holding. I had to rub it in so people would believe that I was actually out there on the field. He's like, I may not be in the stat sheet, but I was there. He's like, I was there. I held that ball.
Yeah. He was like, I had a couple hot dogs. Fans, it's pretty good.
Yeah, I go around and I bring water and high fives to the boys. I love it. I mean, that's basically what goalies are in these All-Star games. But, what I will say, Ryan, is it was nice to actually see a full event again. It's nice to have this back again. We probably wouldn't have had it if the players actually were allowed to go to the Olympics. We would not have had it. We would not have had this. And like I said, I think Vegas did a great job on it, and it's probably not going to be back in Vegas for another couple of years because they like to switch it up. But I hope that they do give it back to Vegas again relatively soon because I think they did a great job. So
the next one's in Miami, 2023.
Ooh, Miami.
Wow, so that could be pretty good.
Miami though, why? What team plays in Miami? Do the Panthers play in Miami?
Yeah, they played in Miami.
I didn't know they played in Miami. I thought they played somewhere in Florida.
Yeah, Miami's in Florida.
Why? Yeah, I know. Okay, that sounded really dumb the way that I said that. I thought that it was not in one of the major cities of Florida.
It might be. It's in Sunrise.
Oh, okay. That's why. That's which
is the greater Miami area.
Yeah, it's there's a bridge, isn't there? You cross the I don't know something.
Not even. It really is just in Florida.
Okay,
in Miami.
Cool. Okay, well, I look like
it's close to Fort Lauderdale, which is still just Miami.
This is also true.
So
I don't know. I think it could be a spectacle next year. I don't think it's going to be as magical. They're not going to bring out magicians. Miami is more of a, not that Vegas is sophisticated, but they're more of magic tricks, gambling, stuff like that. Florida is just it's party city. Miami's party city, man. It's gonna be a show because they're gonna bring out 6 DJs, just have the fucking place rocking. It's gonna be great. It's gonna be great.
In Vegas, you were doing stuff on the Strip. In Miami, do stuff on on the beach.
I hope they do. I hope they'll they probably will. But
have them come out in floral print hot pants.
Yeah, I'm about to say they're gonna be hot. They can't just wear their jerseys like they normally do because they're gonna get too warm. But
they'll still wear the jerseys. They'll be fine.
Probably. If
they do it at night, it'll be fine.
This is also true. That was the strange part is they played the All-Star game on a Saturday this year. They didn't play it on the Sunday. They did the skills comp on a Friday.
I think that's something to do with the NFL Pro Bowl being on that Sunday.
Yeah, because they did the Pro Bowl skills comp on a Thursday. And then they had the NHL comp on a Friday. They had the game for us on a Saturday. And then they put the Pro Bowl on the Sunday. Which, as a multi-sports fan, I can respect it. But I'm not going to watch the skills competition for the NFL because they play dodgeball. And I don't credit that as a skills competition in football.
I watched the highlights. That's all I did for the Pro Bowl.
I watched my best wide receiver jump through it. Or I don't know. He's up there now. I don't know. Gabe Davis kind of gave him a run for his money in that last. I'm kidding. I love Diggs. Diggs is the best receiver. I watched my best receiver jump through a table, which is awesome because we're not allowed to jump through tables anymore in Buffalo, but they let us do it in wherever the goddamn Pro Bowl was this year.
In Vegas.
Oh, no way! They did all this in
Vegas.
I love
this.
Hunter
Renfrow was at both.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that. That's awesome. I like that. Can we do this every year? Can we have multiple the same city All-Star games?
Yeah, why not?
I don't know.
It's our decision, right?
Change. Well, of course, change it up, man. We gotta be able to have these events. You know, we keep it shaking it up. Can't get too boring. And these skills competitions and the games are, like I said, they're not really the most enjoyable thing to watch. I didn't watch the NHL All-Star game at all because, like I said, it's not enjoyable to me. When they actually played for $1 million 2 years ago or whenever that All-Star game was, the players tried. You know, like they actually showed effort, and that's all I want to see is them to show effort. And so I think that if they have to have a prize pot every year, then they should have one because it makes the players play harder and it's better. It's more enjoyable to watch. You know. The only All-Star game that I've watched in its full entirety was the one with John Scott, because I was pro John Scott being in the All-Star game. Screw Gary Bettman, screw the whole NHL thing screw the Montreal Canadiens for having to trade him. It's not your guys' fault, but I know it's just it's a lesser of two evils. You guys had to bury him in the AHL and then just trade him. I was like, man, that sucks. This guy is a career fighter, career enforcer, just trying to have fun. Gary Bettman said no. All the fans wanted it. Garrett, I bet you this. John Scott is better than you at hockey. Whoever is listening to this. John Scott is a better hockey player than you. Even the guys in the queue. These guys that don't get NHL contracts. You think that you're going to beat them? You play in beer league? You think you're going to beat them? No! No, you're not going to beat John Scott in a skills competition. John Scott could probably still shoot a puck harder and more accurate than most of these amateurs that are out there. Come on. But that's the thing. Bettman was like, nah. I'm like, Bettman, you're a dunce, but everyone knows that. I don't like Bettman. No one likes Bettman. Bettman's a I don't know, crazy guy.
For the record, Josh, we said could they hold the All-Star competition and the Pro Bowl in the same place every year? They're going to come close. Miami's got the All-Star competition. Orlando's got the Pro Bowl next year.
Yeah, they're gonna do it again. You know they're gonna do it again. You know they're gonna bring them together. It's gonna be
a 3-hour drive.
The Bucks
play fucking like 14 minutes. It's probably like a half-hour flight.
Well, think about it. Well, it might not even be. Think about all the teams that are there. There's gonna be there's a basketball team. The Heat are gonna be kicking around. The NBA players are gonna be kicking around. They'll probably be there if they're not playing. The Buccaneers, they're in Florida. Does the NFL have 2 Florida teams, or do they only have the Bucks?
The NFL, they've got 3. They've got
the Dolphins. I'm an idiot.
You got the Dolphins, the Bucks, and the Jags.
Oh,
Jacksonville.
Jacksonville's in Florida. I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Maybe that's gonna make me seem dumb again. Well, fair enough. But, and I mean, like, that's the thing. So we're gonna see. Maybe we'll see Trevor Lawrence show up. You know, that'd be cool. Yeah, see big old Trevor Lawrence out there. I don't know. Well, no,
we'll see two at the All-Star game. Why not?
Well, Ryan, what I'm saying is these guys are going to already be there, so, you know, they could just show up. Yeah, you never know. You never know. I mean, look, Ryan, let's be real. If Mac Jones can make a Pro Bowl, Trevor Lawrence can make a Pro Bowl too. Change my mind, you know? Like, the Pro Bowl, I don't really want to spend too much time on this, but the Pro Bowl is literally just the equivalent of the NFL goes to players and goes, hey, do you want to play in the Pro Bowl? And they go, no. And so they go, hey, do you want to play in the Pro Bowl? And the guy goes, no. And then they get to Mac Jones, like 6 guys down the list, and they go, hey, Mac, you want to go to the Pro Bowl? And he's like, yeah, why not? You know, I'm new to the NFL. I bet you they asked Tom. I bet you they asked Aaron. I bet you they asked Josh Allen. I bet you they asked
both those guys, and they said no. I think they asked all 3 of them.
Yeah, that's what I mean. No. Why would you want to go to the Pro Bowl? Why? So you can go and waste time? Like, I don't know.
Or
you count down the list of quarterbacks that got That's funny.
I got at least 4 in the AFC.
Who should have been there over Mac? Yep, Allen.
You got Allen. You got Mahomes, who was there. Derek Carr could have made it.
Yeah, he could have.
Baker's injured. Lamar's injured.
Derek should have made it. It was in. He's also retired. They can't bring retired guys there. Come on.
They have before.
Well, that's part of the reason Tom Brady was able to say no is because he retired for the Pro Bowl. So he could just be like, no, I'm not an NFL player anymore. I'm not part of your Players Association. Screw you guys. You can't tell me what to do.
They could have sent Justin Herbert.
Yeah, I would have liked to see Herbert there. But I bet you it's like Herbert was probably like, how are the vibes at the All-Star game? And they're like, not good, bro. And he's like, all right, dudes, I'm gonna stay home. I love Herbert's energy, man. He's so funny. He's so funny.
They could have sent Ryan Tannehill.
No, I would have rather seen Mac Jones than Tannehill, if I'm being real.
Joe Burrow's in the Super Bowl.
Yeah,
Tua, Zach Wilson.
At this point, we should just be asking Trevor to go.
Deshaun Watson.
He's not. We don't talk about Deshaun Watson anymore right now. One of our friends was talking about Deshaun Watson once, and it was after the whole thing, and he's like, maybe I should get Deshaun Watson. And then I was like, and then he's like, oh no, I can't do that.
We should probably stop talking about football.
Yeah, it's true. Let's talk about hockey again. The Leafs are 2 games away from being the top of the division.
Yeah, woohoo.
That's not even true. We're 6 points behind. We're 3 games. But,
yeah.
I mean, if you look at this division, right now the Leafs have 4 games in hand on the people who are on top of them. They're 30-10-3. The Panthers are 30-10-6. Or the Lightning, sorry, are 30-10-6. And the Panthers are 32-10-5 with 69 points. The Leafs have 63 and 4 games in hand. They might catch the top. I mean, they're on a 6-game win streak right now. They're 8-2-0 in the last 10. The Leafs have still been playing electric, on fire. Guys like Kasse and Bunting have really stepped up this year. Austin Matthews scored an absolute ripper in OT last night. Even Mitch Marner has kind of been picking up the slack lately. I know this is just killing Ryan inside, but I gotta get it out. Shout out to Ryan's dad, who hates Mitch Marner, but the guy's got 40 points in 34 games right now. He's plus 12 power play points, 16 goals in those 32 games. But all of this is probably going to be for nothing, because it's always going to come down to, can Mitch do it in the playoffs? And I still have yet to see him do it. And that's the thing.
I'll be there to put the puck over the glass.
Hopefully not. But what I will say is Austin Matthews has played 40 games this year. He has 31 goals. He's on fire. 53 points in those 40 games. Matthews is probably going to score 50 again. He might even get to 60 at this rate. And, I wouldn't be surprised. Matthews is a goal scorer who just doesn't slow down. I mean, in the past 3 games, Ryan, he's had 6 goals and a combined 8 points in those games.
You know who's behind?
Who?
Piece of shit, Chris Kreider.
Chris Kreider has more than 31 goals.
He's got 33. He's the lead in the NHL.
When?
Yeah.
When? What? Hold on.
Speaking of the Rangers, not last week, the week before, Henrik Lundqvist had his jersey retired.
Yes, he did.
Which is pretty cool.
I didn't even know they were that. How are they that high in the division? How are they 30, 13, and 4? I thought they were playing bad.
Yeah, they're ahead of the Leafs by 1 point. They're 3 games ahead.
Yeah, 3 games. We have 3 games in hand. But I also heard that Lafreniere has kind of started to play better. I don't know if that's true or not. I'm gonna go check. I'm gonna look up his stats real quick so I can fact check this.
While you're doing that, I'm just gonna quickly mention Nick Lidstrom was hired as the Red Wings vice president of hockey ops. So that's a great hire for them. Keep another guy.
You said you said the Red Wings, right?
Yeah.
That's good. That's good. Well, I said Lafreniere has been doing well, but 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. He had 9 games from the 6th of January to the 27th of January where he had 0 points, was completely held off the score sheet, a minus player in almost all of those games. Then on the 30th, he had a game against Seattle where he had 1 goal, and then February 1st, which would have been 7 days ago, he had 1 goal. So before the All-Star game, he had 2 points in 2 games and was plus 1. I don't. Maybe that's a sign that he's waking up. But
something there, maybe.
Something. Yeah. I wouldn't bet it on it. But guys like Chris Kreider and Artemi Panarin apparently are carrying this team. Oh my God, Kreider's 47 points in 47 games, 33 goals, 14 assists. Is he am I dumb? Is he a 30 goal scorer normally? No, he's not. This is the most goals he's ever had in a year.
Usually he's a piece of shit.
Well,
running goaltenders.
So is Marchand. Marchand messes around and scores 50 normally every year too, or 40.
Another great guy to mention, Adam Fox on that team is just doing phenomenally.
Did he not go to the All-Star game? I didn't see him there.
He was invited, and I think he couldn't go for some reason.
Fair enough. Shout out to Artemi Panarin, 52 points in 42 games, 13 goals, 39 assists. So he's the guy that's been feeding. Him and Kreider must have a really good chemistry on that team. I might have to watch more Ranger games just for the one line that Kreider and Panarin are playing on. Good for the Rangers, man. Shout out to the New York Rangers, man. And you know what? The Leafs were able to take down one of the best teams in the NHL last night, like I said, in the Hurricanes. And we beat the Devils 7-1 the game before that, 6-4 against the Devils before that, 7-4 against the Wings before that, 4-3 against the Ducks. It's they've been playing well. We play the Flames on Thursday.
Yeah, Adam Fox can go to the All-Star game. He's currently injured. Mika Zibanejad was also set to go, and he was voted as last man in. Could not go due to personal reasons.
So wait, the Rangers are supposed to have 4 players at the game?
3, I think.
I would have
much rather went was Kreider. Yeah.
I would have much rather had those guys there in the 4 from Tampa. Sorry, the reason I stopped is because are the Blues doing Blues shit again?
Why? What happened?
I
don't pay.
So I go to the NHL stat page, right? Right, and I open it up because I just want to see who the stat leader is right now, right? And I open this up. And you want to know who the best goaltender right now for goals against, Ryan?
If you're about to say Jordan Binnington, I swear to fuck.
It's not Binnington. It's not Frederik Andersen. It's not Ilya Shesterkin. It's not Markstrom. It's not Jari. It's not Campbell. It's not Vasilevsky. It's a guy named Ville Husso. They're doing it again. I gotta see what's this guy's stats?
Let's not say we did, huh?
Well, you don't want to talk about this guy?
I don't want to talk about good hockey teams, man.
Well, and I mean, they're not even that good.
I won't cry.
What I'm trying to figure out is this guy... He's been their starter recently. I don't know if it's been because he's been forced into this position or what, but he's 9-3-1 right now with a goals against of 190 and a 941 with 2 shutouts in his 11 starts. So I'm gonna be real. The Blues are about to do Blues stuff again, like they did with Elliott and like they did with Allen, and then like they did with Binnington, and now it's the guy named Ville Husso. I don't know if they're going to be able to go on a Cinderella run like the other guys, but I will say that is shocking. I did not know that they were that high up there. What I was going to hear was like, oh my god, Nazem Kadri, you beautiful man. Look at him go. Nazem Kadri is tied for 3rd in the NHL in points right now with Connor McDavid.
Yeah.
Man, shout out to Nazem Kadri. I gave this guy a lot of flack. I loved Nazem when he was on the Leafs, but your best ability is your availability, and unfortunately in the playoffs this guy just kept getting suspended, and he needed a change of scenery to be able to change his mindset when it came to playoff hockey, and I'm glad that he got it in Colorado. I'm glad that things are working out for him. Unfortunately, we got the short end of the stick, it seems, because we had Kerfoot and Barry, and we don't have Tyson Barrie anymore. We replaced him with someone who has been playing a little bit, who's been playing better than he did anyway. I like Brody better on that team anyway, so I don't know. I want to look at Nazem's stats. 41 games played, 19 goals, 41 assists. Who is he passing the puck to? Nathan McKinnon? Has McKinnon been their lead? McKinnon only has 9 goals. Who's scoring goals on the Avs? Is it just literally Mikko Rantanen's just going crazy?
Elmakar.
Wait. What?
Elmakar's got 18 goals.
Okay, Rantanen's... What?
Rantanen's got 24.
Yeah, but what?
Elmakar has 18 goals. First in the NHL.
What?
Next closest is Roman Josi with 13.
What?
Hedman, Ekblad, and Carlson. And Bouchard. And, yeah.
You said...
John Carlson. Eric Carlson.
18.
Eric Carlson. Yeah.
Carlson got hurt. My projection would have been right. He was on pace to do it. He would have hit that point thing I said he was going to hit. I can't remember what the number was. I think it was 74. He was going to get it. But unfortunately, he got hurt. I said if he stayed healthy. But, man, that's crazy. Cale Makar is projected to score 34 goals right now. If Cale Makar scores 30, I'm going to lose my mind.
He's gonna win the He's gonna win the Norris. He has to.
If Cale Makar scores 30, if he scores 25, is he the best defenseman in the NHL? Offensive defenseman? He has to be, right? It's him and Fox.
Him, Fox, and Yossi and Hedman.
But
are the four.
Yeah, but
are the four best defensemen in the NHL.
How can you have
like a pure offense? Yeah, I think it might be Cale Makar.
How are you a defenseman that's scoring 8? Like it's not even like he's shooting that much. He's only taking 116 shots. Like
it's probably a lot of getting past the puck by one of their star-studded forwards. Like
which one?
throw a dart at a board, you'll hit a fucking.
Guys like even the defensemen they have on this team, Devin Taves, Bowen Byron, Erik Johnson still been playing okay.
From Nazem Kadri.
That's true. Nazem and McKinnon, Rantanen, Landeskog. Who else is on that team right now? I don't even know. Newhook, I guess.
Still on the team. Saad's still there.
I think maybe. I don't think he is. I'm looking at Byron right now because I just wanted to see. Yeah, he's been playing pretty good actually. Yeah. 11 points in 18 games. That's not bad.
Newhook, Devin Taves.
Yeah, Newhook, Devin Taves. Well, Devin Taves started the year hurt, but I mean he's come in 27 games, 29 points, and Ryan he is plus 30.
Yeah, Andre Burakovsky. Newhook, Erik Johnson, Jack Johnson somehow.
Ryan
Murray.
If I was,
that's what good hockey's like.
What is it like? It's Ryan, I wouldn't know. You would.
Yeah,
know.
I was gonna say I wasn't asking you. I was.
Oh,
when you Colorado fans, we would actually know.
Do they know? They haven't won a cup in a while.
I don't want to talk to a Tampa fan. St. Louis are dumb. Pittsburgh.
No, don't really want to talk.
Anybody got Pittsburgh fan around?
We could talk to Boston fans, but a lot of the time they just like bringing up the past anyway, and
they haven't won a cup in 10 years. I don't give a shit about that. Fuck them.
What's really funny about Bruins fans?
What?
Whenever they beat you, it's like they never shut up. But when your team beats the Bruins, it's like they fall off the map. Like where did all the Bruins fans go? I'm not hearing anything. There's nothing being said. Like they're not. They won't even let me chirp them because they're hiding. So it gets frustrating. You can't chirp the guy. Ryan, you have a black book of Bruins fans?
No, just one moment. Keep vamping for a second.
Yes, sir. I mean, there's a lot of guys in the NHL that are surprises to me this year. Like guys like Troy Terry. I thought Troy Terry would be okay, and actually, no, I wasn't Troy Terry, but Zegers, who I thought was going to be good. Troy Terry was a complete shock to me. I mean, the guy's got 25 goals.
Sorry, can you go back to what you're saying about Bruins fans?
They always hide after they lose.
And when they win?
They never shut up, and they won't let you forget it. It's backwards.
Well, man, do about that. Hold on. Give me a moment.
Man, I'm gonna give a hard shout out to Ryan right here. If he can somehow reverse this, I'll love it. But I mean, like even shout out to Sam Bennett, a guy who his entire career has been dragged through the mud because he was in Calgary and he was getting a lot of flack for being a bust and stuff. But I mean, the guy in Florida this year has 21 goals, 9 assists, 30 points in 37 games, which is around where I think Bennett's going to be bread and butter. Like, because he's not only a goal scorer, he goes out there and he'll play in the gritty areas. He'll do the things, he'll do what he's asked, the things that a lot of players don't like doing, playing hard, playing physical, and he'll score goals and win you faceoffs. Like, I think he's still playing center this year. Yeah, looking at his faceoff percentage right now, it's pretty good.
All right. Back to the Bruins.
Yeah. Did he do it?
Yeah, let's see it. Let's hear it. What about Bruins when they win?
So when Bruins fans win, they never shut up and they never let you hear the end of it. He actually did it. This is true. This is very true. I don't know how the hell you did that, man. It actually, on my perspective, Ryan, it's perfect. It's absolutely perfect.
The R is a little fucked up and the C's a little bad, but other than that.
I mean, honestly, it's better than my writing on a good day. Why are you flipping me off?
You're projecting, Josh.
Wow.
Fans never shut up when they win. Fuck. Disappear when they lose. Fucking Leafs.
Buddy.
All I do is talk about the history. That's
Buddy.
all I do. I don't project. I'm gonna take my lumps.
You do only. I'm glad that you admit to that. But you're talking about never shut up about winning. Ryan, you didn't let me live my life over the spring last year after that happened.
The days following, I was pretty chill. After that, after I let you recover a little bit, then I laid into you. I'll give you that. I think it's my right as a winning in the playoffs. That's different.
Did I ever tell you what I did that night after we lost? After the game was over? After everything was said and done? I tell you what happened?
Did you jerk off?
Oh, I feel like that's an inappropriate question to ask me on a podcast, but I don't remember, to be honest with you. No, what I was
blackout drunk.
No, what I was here's the thing. Me and Ryan have watched. There was probably some of that in there somewhere, but okay. Me and Ryan, actually no, I wasn't smoking pot back then. But me and Ryan had talked about, we had watched a lot of the games together in the same place. The last game, Game 7, they had lost so much when me and Ryan were watching the games together. This guy didn't want to watch the game with me, so he watched it at his house.
Game 6, that was the end of it.
I guess so. But anyways, so I was watching the game on the couch in my living room with my father, and I was getting very animated, and at the end of the game, when I realized that we had lost, I realized we lost after Gallagher got that first goal over Campbell's glove hand there. That was sad, but I was wearing my Nylander jersey, that one that I got last year for a killer deal, remember? That thing is awesome. But I remember I took it off, I threw it across the room, I had my Leafs hat on, the one that you guys see me wearing quite a bit on the show. I don't know where it is right now, I think it might be in my room, but I took that, threw it across the room, I went over and kicked it a bunch, I kicked it around, I was so fucking mad, man. I was like, fuck this team. For a week, and I wasn't even kidding, there was a week where I was just like, you know what if I was just a Kraken fan? What if I just restart? Like, what if I went back to zero? Then I wouldn't have to listen to all the chirps, I wouldn't have to put myself through this pain and this heartache every year. I would be bad for a long time, and even if I lost, people wouldn't be able to say anything. And then I was like, well, the amount of shit I give bandwagoners, I'm not going to join that trend and go that route. I'd rather just sit and stew in my own anger and, hoping that my team will do better next year. Yeah. And they've been playing better this year. The record's better than it was last year. For a team that's only lost 13 games, if you count regulation and overtime losses, it's pretty good when our losses are coming against teams like the Abs, who are my favorite to win the cup this year, if I'm being honest. And I'm a Leafs fan, and I'm telling you right now that I think the Abs are the favorite to win the cup, hands down. At this point, I'm saying
them in Florida. Them in Florida are the.
And I don't even.
Admittedly, they are the one seeds, so it's not that great.
Yeah, I'll be honest with you, Ryan. I think any of the three teams in the Atlantic Division. I know that I give the Leafs a lot of shit in the playoffs, but I've always said this: at least get out of the first round. They're going to the finals. I think you and me both had agreed last year, whatever team won that first round series was going to the finals. And it's like when we lost against Boston when they went to the finals against the Blues. I knew that whatever team won that series was probably going to go to the finals. And it's the same thing this year. If the Leafs get out of the first round, and it's like this every year, they'll go to the finals. But the Leafs, the way that it's breaking down right now, they're probably, if they don't get to the 1 seed, let's say they don't, they end up as the 2 seed or the 3 seed, your first opponent is going to be Tampa or Florida.
Yeah.
And, let's just say, okay, so you get the 1 seed. Okay, cool, your reward's playing Boston again. But there is no easy first-round opponent in the Atlantic Division for either of the 2 games that we're going to see, the 2 series. Both of them are going to be hard.
Unless somehow Detroit makes their way into the top 3 and Toronto falls into, a wildcard spot, and you guys have to play, Carolina, which still isn't easy.
No,
You're going to have to play one of Vegas, or not Vegas, fucking Florida or Tampa.
If you're asking me right now which team I want to play, either Florida or Tampa, I don't know, because here's my reason behind me saying I don't know. Florida has 194 goals for this year, right? The Leafs and Tampa are both tied right now with 157. So Florida has almost 40 goals on second and third place. How? Yeah. They played one more game than Tampa, and I promise you, as good as the Leafs are, they're not going to score 40 goals in 3 games. It's not going to happen. So I don't know what team I want to play, because both teams have let in around the same amount of goals, but Florida scores a lot more, and they seem a lot more lethal, so maybe I want to play Tampa. But Tampa also scares me because of a lot. I don't know. They do a lot of stuff in the playoffs. They're a really good team. They're a really good hockey team. But I always say, I've said this before. If you want to be the best, you got to beat the best. And so if the Leafs I honestly think I prefer them playing Tampa. You get an opportunity to take down the 2-time Stanley Cup champion. They just won back-to-back. You knock them out in round one. Fuck yeah! Like, let's go. Yeah. You know you're going to the finals.
You do that, you're golden.
Yeah.
If I'm the Toronto Maple Leafs and I get to pick my opponent between Florida Panthers or Tampa Bay Lightning, I'm picking the Florida Panthers every time. I don't give a shit with the stats in the regular season. Tampa Bay has proven themselves to be a playoff performer.
No, you're right.
They are looking for the three-peat. There's nothing that will slow them down. And I know from personal experience, Andrei Vasilevskiy in the playoffs is a force to be reckoned with, and it is not okay. I cannot deal with Andrei Vasilevskiy.
And Ryan, I want to get your opinion on this, right? What are the odds? And my opinion on this, I'll tell you after. What are the odds that Vegas pulls a Tampa last year with Eichel in the playoffs, and they activate him right when the playoffs start? They're able to exceed the cap limit, and they bring him back.
Very likely, because we actually have some news about that. I don't know if you saw this. Where is it? I don't know where it is. Jack Eichel is out of a non-contact jersey and is back at practice.
I mean, there's still 40-some games left, and if they brought him back...
Activate him. They can't activate him right now because they don't have the cap space. They would have to make a trade, cut somebody, or add somebody to LTIR in the meantime. And that's
what I'm getting at, right? You know, and I guess we're gonna see he's gonna come back before that. I thought his injury was longer than that, because I had heard rumors that, you know, we could see them do the same thing that Tampa did last year with Kucherov. Just wait until the playoffs and then bring him back.
They might just wait. They could. I don't know exactly. The league might not let them get away with that. That might be a little too blatant for this, especially where he's at practice with a non-contact jersey.
I don't know, man. I mean, does Vegas really need him? Vegas is the one seed in the Pacific right now. Like, Vegas is winning games without this guy. They've been proving that they can still do it, and after the abysmal start that they had, they've been pulling it together to their credit, and they've been starting to win hockey games.
That's it. They're first in their division. It's the Pacific. It's the weakest division. If they were in the Central, they would be tied with St. Louis for a wildcard spot. Yep. If they were in the East anywhere, they'd be the 8th seed.
Yes, because the East is... I mean, the East
is really top heavy.
It's a mess. Like, the East is such a mess, because it's like the teams that are at the bottom... Like, here's what I like about what's happening in the East, right? The teams that are bad, we knew they were going to be bad. The only teams that are, like, middle tier are, like, the Islanders, who I thought were going to be way better this year, and I'm assuming a lot of odds makers and people who took bets also thought the Islanders were going to be a lot better this year, because I didn't see the Islanders get worse.
I'm curious how they've been playing recently, because I know they started off pretty weak.
They're 5-5 the last 10.
5-5 in the last 10? Okay.
That's
better than how they started.
39 games played. They're 16, 17, and 6. They have 38 points. They would theoretically need to catch the
Bruins
at 55.
Yeah.
So they have a lot of climbing to do. But I mean, like, the teams
I mentioned earlier about the scenario where you guys might fall to the 7th seed and play Carolina. Yeah. If Boston comes back and beats you guys out for the 3 seed, then that's what happens.
Well, and I mean,
skipped over Boston with the standings there.
And what I will say about Boston is Tuukka Rask is back. As much as I hate Boston, I will say the team is not the same without Tuukka Rask. So they'll be able to finally stretch their legs the way they've been doing the past few years. And I mean, the run's eventually going to be done. Tuukka probably isn't going to come back at the end of this year, especially if they get bounced early. Like, if they get bounced in round 1, Tuukka just might not come back. I don't know. But I don't see Boston catching the Leafs, only because the Leafs are on fire. All the 3 teams ahead of the Bruins they're so good. The Bruins, don't get me wrong, they'll contend with people only because they'll beat the living shit out of you on ice, and it doesn't matter in the playoffs. You can get away with anything. But skill wise, they're no match for the Leafs, Lightning, or Panthers. Like, they're out. Like, they skate circles around these guys normally. But the reason that the Bruins don't let it happen in the playoffs is because they'll stick their stick out, they'll bully you, they'll push you over, and I saw it last year. In the playoffs, it doesn't matter about how skilled you are in games 1, 2, 3, and 4. It's about the physical grind that it gets put on these guys, and then we see what happens when that happens.
Yeah.
I also just realized that we're an hour. We broke an hour.
I was about to mention that. I was going to ask you for time check.
Do you want to wrap it up here? Yeah, we can wrap it up. I didn't really look. I didn't get a lot of trivia. I didn't get trivia for today. I can grab some if you want. But you said wrap it up.
This is my chance. No. This is my chance.
Okay.
Ethan didn't show up. It's his fault.
This is true. Ethan did not show up.
Can you remind me of the standings of points? Do we know?
Yeah, I have it on my phone. Just give me a minute.
I appreciate it, Josh.
No problem.
Even though I should be vamping, so I think I will, but while I'm talking.
Yeah, go ahead.
I said I talked about the Olympics. So while you're doing that, very quickly, I'll tell you guys the story about what happened in the Olympics. Team Canada and Team Russia were about to play.
Before you do that, real quick, do we want to talk about what happened in the AHL with that 30-game suspension or no?
I don't know enough about it, so I'd rather not.
Okay, cool. Go ahead.
So the Olympics, Canada and Russia, the Russian Olympic Committee were set to play, the ROC. They were set to play a game. The Russians had not submitted their COVID test results, so those hadn't been processed, and the results were still unknown at the time, at least to the public, or I guess to the Olympic Committee. So what they did is they delayed the game about an hour, delayed it a little bit longer. Eventually, they decided they would play the game while wearing masks. So Team Russia and Team USA were both wearing masks, or Team Canada were both wearing masks for the first two periods. After the second period, the results came in. Results had been processed, showed nobody from Russia tested positive. There was I should mention here, a Canadian player had tested positive before this. They were held out. They were in quarantine. Everything on that seemingly was on the up and up. Russia gets test results processed. It shows nobody was positive. Russia takes the mask off at the third period. Canada keeps them on. Canada goes on to win. I think 6-1 was the final score. And then after the game, they go back to their village, and the Russian Olympic women's team found out one of the players had tested positive when they got back. So yeah.
Wait. So the Russian team was told that they were cleared during the game, so they were eligible to take their masks off, but then they found out. How did that happen? How does that? I don't understand. How does that happen where they just all of a sudden they just don't tell them that?
I don't know what happened. That they were processed to be everybody to be negative and everything's good, and then get back to, after the third period and find out, hey, you test positive, you have to quarantine you. I guess she found out. CBC reported that the player tested positive the day after playing Canada, so there's some mixed reports there.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, the Russians took the mask off because, in theory, if a player tests positive right before the game, and that's what the test results show that they submit, the game is, I believe, supposed to be postponed. So the game's not supposed to be played.
Yeah, this is true. I'm fairly certain that that's how it should have been. Yeah.
So the deal had been reached that they would, without the test results being in, they would play with masks on and hope for the best. The Russians, after 2 periods, results finally going to get processed, or if it's negative, take the masks off. Canada didn't. I'm just repeating what I said now.
Oh, hold on. Canada didn't remove their masks, just the Russian players did?
Canada kept their masks on for the third period, even after the test results were all in and reported as negative.
Honestly, makes sense. I think that was a smart decision by the players on Team Canada.
Especially now that we've found out that one of the players on Team Russia did test positive after the game. So,
are there players that are still testing positive right now, or no? Like, did it?
As of 12 hours ago, I only know of the one player that got tested positive. So we don't really know anything else at this time. I mean, there's obviously, you can talk about random theories, but I'm not going to get into that. This is some big plot, and wild conspiracy theories. We're not going to get into that. I just want to bring that story forward. People can look into it further if they like.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, that's all I had to talk about. Josh, do you have trivia ready? Give it back, vamp.
I've got a couple questions, but hold on. I'm trying to see if I can find like an easy one that that you'll get, so I can at least help you out, because I don't think you're gonna get this other one. Just give me 1 sec. I'm just gonna quickly see if there's an easy question. We'll start off here while I'm looking for another question. Right. How many decades did Mr. Hockey, Gordie Howe, play pro hockey for?
Oh. I think it's 5. Let me count. 40s he played, 50s he played, 60s, 70s, 80s. He did play an AHL game in the 90s. I don't think that counts.
Is it Ryan? Ryan, is that professional hockey?
If it is, then it's 6. If it isn't, then it's 5.
I'm not gonna help you.
He took a shift.
Ryan, I'm not gonna help you out here. But does an AHL game count as a professional hockey game? Yes or no?
I don't even know if it was the AHL. It might have been like the VHL. It was like
Ryan, I'll be honest with you. It was. You're right. You got the team right. Now, Ryan, does that count as a professional game where the players being paid to play? It
should. It would be over a team. They'd be playing. It should count. So then the answer would be 6.
The answer is 6. You are correct. Okay. I was trying to make sure. I'm like, bro, you got it. You have it. I know. I'm like, okay. All right. The second question.
40s, the 50s, the 60s, 70s, 80s, and the 90s. From one game in 99.
He played 97. 97.
Yeah, dude was like in his 60s.
One shift.
Up for like one shift.
Ryan was actually right. I was surprised he got the team right. It was the Detroit Vipers in the IHL.
IHL, yeah. But I think it was like the precursor to the AHL.
I think it might have been. Ryan, I don't think you're going to get this question right, but I find this question intriguing. What was the first format of the first ever NHL All-Star game?
First ever All-Star. Wasn't it like Canada versus the world or something?
It was a version of like you're kind of on the right track, but it wasn't Canada versus, it wasn't countries.
Oh, wasn't it like the Stanley Cup winners versus like the All-Star team?
Then? You're close. Yeah. What team was it though? That's the answer is the team and then who they played. Yeah.
All right. It was the Stanley Cup winner playing an All-Star team.
Yes. I don't know necessarily if they won the cup this year, but I don't. The answer is the Toronto Maple. Go ahead.
Well, you just said the Toronto Maple Leafs. I was going to say Sharp, but you said Toronto.
It was the Toronto Maple Leafs versus the NHL All-Stars. It doesn't say the Leafs won. What it says is the Leafs had such a hold on the league that the commissioner decided they would play against the All-Stars in the rest of the league. That's hilarious to me. Like that's a wild question. That's why I wanted to ask you, because I was like, that's just nuts. That's just nuts. You're never going to get that question.
The All-Star won 4-3.
They only won 4-3.
Yeah,
it's hilarious. I thought it'd be worse than that, man. The Leafs were good, but I don't think they were that good.
Wait. Okay, no, that's just the coach. Starting goalie, I think, was Bill Durnan of the Habs. Game took place in like 47. Jesus. Sorry if I'm ruining something else by looking it up, but I was just very curious.
No. You're all good. I'm reading some of these questions, and these questions are nuts. Ryan, I'm gonna say this, and I'm not even gonna expect you to know the answer. This question says, which Hall of Fame goalie used to throw up and then drink a glass of orange juice before each game?
That could have been any goalie.
It just says Hall. The answer is Hall. Hall.
Hall?
Apparently.
Like Joe Hall?
I don't know. It can't
be Joe Hall, but
it literally just says Hall. So it was a Hall of Fame goaltender who apparently would throw up before every game and then drink a glass of orange juice. Like what a weird fucking question.
Weird.
Do I have? I'm trying to find you one more. Actually, this is a kind of a cool question. I don't know if you'll get the answer. Ryan, who had the second most points throughout the 80s behind Gretzky?
Throughout the 80s behind Gretzky?
Yeah. I find this question interesting.
Is it also Gretzky in like some weird stat? No.
No. It's a completely different player. Played on a different team.
Making sure, because as some of you know, back in the day when Gretzky played, when they did fantasy leagues, they would draft it as 2 different players: Gretzky goals and Gretzky assists. And very often they'd go 1-2.
Yeah, well, because if you let one guy get Gretzky's whole thing, he could win the league just off of one player.
Yeah. As for your original question, who had the second most points in the 1980s decade? I'm going to say Marcel Dion.
It was not Marcel Dion. What team did Dion play for? Was he on the Montreal Kings? The Kings. Okay.
He actually almost was. He was taken second overall in that draft behind Guy Lafleur. And the Habs were very, flip-flopping on which one.
So, player played for the Nordiques. He has He has family. It is.
It's Peter Stastny.
It is Peter Stastny. Peter Stastny played for the Nordiques throughout the 80s.
I knew that too. I knew it. Oh my god.
And you know what? I'm looking. I did not know Peter Stastny had this stat line, Ryan. His first year in the league.
It's crazy.
109 points in 77 games, 39 goals and 70 assists.
Yeah.
Ryan, Ryan, did you take a guess at the most power play points this guy had in 1 year?
Peter Stastny?
The most he ever had in 1 year.
Like 80 something.
57. 20 goals. He had 57 power play points. 111 points that year, 46 goals. And Ryan, his shooting percentage was almost in the 20s every year.
Yeah.
Like high teens, low 20s. That's insane. So shout out to Peter Stastny for being crazy, and he's related to Paul, right? The guy that's still playing the game. Okay, that's what I thought. I didn't want to sound like an idiot. But yeah, shout out to him, man.
Be sure.
Now Ryan's gonna sound like an idiot for once. But for those of you who are listening to this point, Brass Bonanza is playing now. You know what that means. We're getting ready to end off the show. If you're still here at this point, you're a real one. I don't know. I'm normally the only one that listens.
In the first place, you're a real one.
Yeah, exactly. I'm gonna be listening to this in the car tomorrow, and I'm gonna be like, "Hey, that's me, the guy who stayed till the end." Shout out to that guy, this guy. But yeah, next week hopefully we'll be back again with Ethan. Hopefully we'll be able to talk more about Vancouver. We'll get Ethan's opinion on the All-Star skills thing because we didn't speak to Ethan about it yet. So we'll hear from Ethan on his opinions about what's been going on in Vancouver. Josh is still gonna be insane about the Leafs and go Leafs go. Matthew's insane. Ryan's gonna be here. I don't know what he's gonna talk about, if he's gonna talk about the Habs or not, but I'm not gonna force him to talk about the Habs no more this year. I've harassed him enough this year. It's fine. I don't want to put him through that much trauma anymore. So, like I said, guys, thank you guys for listening. Subscribe, like, tell all your friends, share us on social media, do what you normally do best. And as always, guys, I've been Josh. That's been Ryan, and together we have been Off the Boards. Thank you guys for watching.